support. Yeah, welcome everyone. And now I'm gonna do a chill stream. It's gonna be fast because I don't have much time. But the main idea is to showcase what I did for the Mythic C2 agent, and then to integrate that to the builder of the from the Mythic C2 itself. So in that case, I'm gonna operate first from the command VM. I will just need to get the IP address, which is 0.157. I'm gonna open the agent. I'm gonna open that with PowerShell ICE just to explain what I did before and showcase to you guys my code. Of course, I'm gonna upload that to GitHub at some point, but I need to be a little bit more stable for that. So the first thing to do is to actually skip that because we already explained this in the past videos. But essentially, all these functions are for doing encryption. As you can see, we have the crypt method message, and we also have encrypt message. Now, we have a decrypt response function, which essentially, whenever a response comes in, this decrypts it. Then we have some AWS function just as a POC to have some kind of a working environment, and we can see if we can pass or get the callbacks, let's say it like that. This is our class, which has a lot of values inside. And then we have a bunch of internal methods such as getDomain, getHostname, getOS, and so on and so on and so on. Of course, this can be upgraded and can be done better. The point is to make a stable working version from where we can upgrade the code and make it better each time. Now we have postData method, which is going to do only what the method does. It's going to post data to the Mythic server. And we also have another method, which is doRequest, which is going to perform a request rotation. So essentially, I have a switch case statement here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see. I have a switch case here, which essentially gets a random value between 1 and 3, which means either 1 or 2. And based on this value, it's going to perform either get request using the query parameter, or it's going to perform the post request using the previous method. So essentially what that thing actually does is it uses the randomization to perform specific requests, so we can not only use post but also get. And this is going to be valid only for the get task. So essentially, when you upload a huge piece of data in a huge payload, I think it's always best to have it as a post request because like that, using a post request is going to be more hidden, and it's not okay to fly a huge get parameters out of the network having a huge payloads inside with base64. That's more suspicious. Okay, so that's where we pretty much initialized. This is the checking function, sorry. These checking functions, we did a little bit of refactoring and saved a bunch of several lines of code, which is huge. Now this function gets an input object, converts it into JSON, and then sends it over like that. Then we decode the response and pretty much perform the check-in. Then we get this function is used for getting tasks. So essentially, this function is going to run all the time with obviously some kind of a time interval between that. And each time it's going to call the Mythic server into getting new task. And if there's new task, it's going to try to execute it and so on. And then we have the submit function, which needs to be reworked and needs to include many more stuff. But in that case, the submit function works. And what it does, it submits the output to the Mythic server so we as operator can see it. Pretty much that's what it does. Essentially, what Mythic does is the most important thing is that payload data here. So based on the action, if you can see pay close tension, action here is different. Based on the action, the Mythic knows how to handle that and pretty much do different stuff. Then here we initialize the client, the object. Then what we do, we define a infinite for loop. In that for loop, we just do what I just mentioned. We infinitely get for tasks. Then if there is a task, essentially if there is a command, then we execute it. We get the appropriate command corresponding with the name of the task. We execute it like that. Oops, sorry. And at the end, we sleep for 5 seconds. If there is no task, we're just gonna say, hey, there's no, if there's no task, we're gonna just sleep out, and pretty much that's about it. So essentially, I'm gonna test this agent now to see if it works or if I missed something. And if it works, I'm gonna integrate that into the Mythic C2 so I can stably built agents on the go. So essentially, I see a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it so much. So essentially, now I'm going to verify that this is the correct IP, which in that case is, and I'm gonna just run the agent. Before that, I'm gonna connect myself to the Mythic C2. So I'm gonna literally restore the session. I think should be the same IP. Okay, go back to the callbacks. Now see how much menu I have. Okay, now run the PowerShell script so I can run that. And essentially, what should or I expect to happen is to have the check-in initially, and then as check-in is confirmed now we should see each 5-time new last check-in, and there it is. It's updated, no errors, no messages, and so on. So in that case, the last thing I want to check is if I do some DLS command, if I'm gonna see the output. So in that case, I'm gonna run that. Let's see what happens. LS is submitted and 100ps1 is present. Now, which means that the core functionality works. What is the core functionality, you may ask? This is to first do the check-in, second to, in some time delay or time intervals, get the initial tasks, and if there's a task, execute and submit the response. So essentially, we have a core base agent that we can use right off the bat. Now, of course, we're going to get rid of all these right hosts and so on. I use them for debugging purposes, but now since I know they work, I don't really need them anymore. So in that case, I'm going to remove all the right hosts, test it one more time because I'm kind of paranoid about that. And then we can move on to the Kali instance where I'm going to actually integrate that into the builder itself. So the main idea, I can say the main result of today's stream is essentially to have a stable build section. So I can go to the Mythic, I can click build on the payload, and then the payload is going to be built up. After that happens, then I can go and actually start writing commands, which is pretty much the most fun part because that's what the beacon is going to be capable of the commands we tell them to have, for example. So we don't need that as well. I know that I could have maybe automated that using, for example, not post to remove all the right hosts, but sometimes doing it like that is sometimes better. Also don't need that. Actually, we do need that, but no, we don't. Or do we? So submit returns what? Submit returns, yeah, just a JSON message. No, we don't need it so far. Actually, I'm gonna leave it be. We might need that for debugging. So I think that's enough. Now I can rerun that to see if the output is cleaner, and if so, which I expect to be, I'm gonna go into the file itself. Yeah, so the output is way cleaner. Now if I go back, we see the new callback. Here I can do ls, and again, the only output I should see is from the submit result, which in that case is also not needed. So I'm gonna just get rid of that, and essentially we are good to go. Okay, now we are done with that. I can stop the agent now, copy that, and essentially this is our base agent. This is what the base agent is going to look like. So here I'm going to open the code, then go to the agents folder, which is there by default. And now I need to swap. The body with my current body of the payload. See how less that thing is. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna actually do it like that. I'm gonna open Get Kate. Okay, yeah, Kate works also. I can do a new file. Actually, this sound is, I need to, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is the one that we currently have. And then, can I do new tab, please? Yep, thanks. And now this is the one which is pretty much updated. Now, what are the differences here? What thing we can do is to make a diff, of course. But essentially what we need is to... Oh my god, here we still call it Medusa. Yeah, so in that case, this is pretty much the same. Or is it the same? Did we update something on the crypto? That's gonna be more complicated than I think. Hey, Red Team guy, I'm doing fine. Thanks for reaching out. Just trying to sneak in a little bit of development. I don't have much time to stream today, but still doing what I can. So essentially, what I can do is copy the full encryption stuff like that, and go to the encryption body and just paste it. Because now I have all the functions that we pretty much gonna need. Okay. Then with that, actually I need to check something super fast. Decrypt response. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's something. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna do remove all this stuff because now they are inside the encryption.ps1 and not here. I'm gonna paste that, and then we have custom commands. Okay, in that case, we have the custom functions. Let's call that what? Simply maybe. Yeah, custom functions is all right, I guess. Yeah. And then we have the class. Okay, so that's enough for now. Then inside here, the initialization phase, we need to swap a bunch of variables. So in that case, this should be the callback host. This should be the callback port instead of 443. This is the post URI. Yeah, that's also the dynamic, by the way. That should be dynamic. So if I go to is that Medusa? It is Medusa. I don't want Medusa. I mean, I have nothing against it, but it's not the point. Controller. Good luck finding which one is it. Okay, I'll say. Good job on making the OS a complete mess. Okay, let's try this one. Wait, where did I? What happened? I'm not sure. Where did I input the? That should be it, I believe. No, it's not. Where did I input the encryption.ps1? The hell? Okay, so it's not that. Oh, that should be it, actually. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, we good. Because I have a bundle of projects inside this one there. Okay, so this is the encryption pretty much, which is all good. I don't need that now. Okay, now what I needed to try and actually see is if I'm on the builder.py, I want to check if I can get the post URI variable. So this is defined by callback port. Okay, there's the build function, which is inside the class. Then this build function, actually we're gonna define that in the very end. Like that. Then base code is body.ps1. We don't need to print it out. For C2 is self.c2info. Self. Can you suggest me what's inside? Now that's the bad part where actually I need to install the Mythic library itself. Okay, never mind. So for C2 itself, C2 info, okay, we have key and values in get parameters. All right, and then okay, there it is. So that AES-PSK essentially should be this, I believe. Yeah. So what we need to get? Oh wait. I think I got it from where we can get it. Go back host. Go back port. Okay. Encryption type. Okay. Post request URI. Yeah, that's the one. But what is the variable name for that? Because callback host is like that. Callback port is also like that. So let's see what I was writing there. Actually, I'm gonna open the Mythic instance from Kali itself. The feeling when you lost yourself in your own code. Oh, yeah, let me in. Okay, so let's see. If key equals to IES-PSK, do we have IES-PSK as a key here? Because what I see is key value. Okay, so we add the encryption here. Replace the payload UID. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like that, and maybe we can test it out. Oh yeah, what I can do actually is not remove these print statements like that, because this can help us debug stuff. So what I can do is not print out the base code, but actually print the key. Oh, I have it here. Never mind. Okay. Okay, that's good. Which means that I can pretty much run the builder, see what happens, and essentially see what's the issue there. Okay. Now inside the body, however, I need to add more stuff. So let me get back to the Kate. Now that's callback port. That's the... How the Medusa does that? Oh, that's mine. So Medusa, we have payload type, Medusa. Okay, agent code, base agent, base agent Py3. So I need the class. Yep, there it is. Oh no, that's the initial. That's the checking function. Okay. Maybe the class is below. Yeah, there it is. So we have callback host, callback port, slash post URI. That's it. That's the one I need. Okay. So in that case, slash post URI. Then what else? Payload UID is here. That's empty. Headers. Yeah, headers should also be modified, to be honest. Headers are like that. Okay. Then we have sleep. Sleep is gonna be callback interval. We have the callback jitter. We have the queue date, like that. ENC key. Now that thing works. I'm not gonna touch it. Yeah, because we just define it like that. Okay. Then the exchange. I'm gonna just do it like that again. Now the get URI is again / get URI. Query path name. Okay. And the proxies themselves need to be modified. Proxy host, proxy user. What I expect this to be is these are the keys from the object we have from Mythic. So essentially, just like the callback host is changed in the runtime, so the other is gonna get changed because we're gonna loop through all the keys essentially. I think that's it. Guys. So let's just let me make sure we have all the functions. We check. Oh no, that's not it. But what we can do, because that's our we're writing that in the wrong place. But essentially, what we can do is do it like that, because I think the object should be the same. So we have this server, this port, post URI, payload UID, headers, sleep, JITA, queue date, ENC key, exchange egg, get URI, and proxies. Yeah, that should be enough. So let's do it like that. Perfect. And now this is our body. Now here we have the post data, we have the request rotation, we have the check-in, get task, submit, and the core logic. So that should be fine. Okay, so now get that. This is also compliant. Paste it as a body.ps1, like that. Okay, perfect. And now this is gonna be dynamically added. And now this has to also be added. In that case, we have to now start writing functions, right? We have to start writing functions because we don't have the ls one. It's not there. So what must be done is inside the agent body, I believe. Yeah, exactly there in the base agent code, agent body. Now we have the ls function there, but we also has to have the ls function there. So inside the agent code, I can do ls.ps1 and essentially copy it from here. There it is. Go back, paste, function ls, that's it. So now we have the ls function on the Mythic. We also have on the Mythic side, the Python side, but we also have the ls function on the PowerShell side, which is important. So we have the exit and the ls. Now we need to also add the logic to add these custom functions, right? Because we don't have it now. Now on the builder.py, let's see. Now after all these checks and after all this key value pair replacement packing, I can say, now I can add functions. Right. How do we add functions? Inside the body, we have function placeholder, which is custom functions like that. And we need to add functions here or below that. What we can do is get all the functions with inside the variable as a string variable and just replace it here. So I can say functions, just like that. So what I can do is go to builder. Now here I can go to, I need to first have the function code. So function code is gonna be equal to open str self agent code path plus In that case, it's slash agent body. But in that case, it's not. So we need to define to open everything that's inside this folder, which ends with PS1. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. If not, we're gonna ask ChatGPT about it. And then we can do just a simple print statement, just to verify that we have the function code, which in that case is gonna be function code. If we have it, then it's as simple as base code replacement, and essentially that's it. But we need to not do that, but we need to add functions at will on demand. So when you create a payload, you choose which function to add, and then add this function based on which one the user chose. How that's been done, I don't know. I have no idea, but we can ask Medusa about that. So on the Medusa, inside Mythic, inside agent functions, inside the builder, let's see where the magic happens. So there it is. We have command code, essentially an empty variable. And then for, oh yeah, save commands, get commands. Okay, that was important piece. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna first do it like that. Actually, I'm gonna do it like that. ls dot plug ps1. Just with hard-coded variable to see if I can get it. Okay, now what happens is that I'm gonna go to cd opt cd mythic -i and then cat recompile.sh to see what it does, just to make sure that I don't do anything stupid now. Agent desktop agent payload type home. That should be it. So I can run recompile.sh, which is gonna give me the new home version. And if everything's alright, it should build up. I'm a little bit skeptic about it because I didn't touch the Mythic infrastructure for a while. I was doing the agent coding in Windows. It did work. It did work, indeed. So what I can do, it's online. Go here, action, your payload, Windows, font. These are automatically included, I don't know why. Next, the IP is indeed correct. Click next, create payload, an error. What is the error? It is that we cannot open the ls.ps1 file, which is here. See, it's inside the agent body. No, it's inside the agent code, actually. Which means that theoretically we should be able to see that because the base code is doing open self.agent underscore code underscore path plus agent body, which is that folder. Oh yeah, my bad. Okay, never mind. Let's do it again. Action, payload, Windows, font, next. Create payload. Boom, error. What happened now? No such file directory haunt agent code. Oh. Again, path error. Yeah. Never mind. How are you guys? I'm not sure how many of you are watching now, but how are you doing? When you are compiling, how was your day hacking? There it is. Now it works. I'm gonna download it, open it up, and this is the base agent we have. Okay, that should be fine, by the way. Should be completely fine. You have the payload UID, the data, all the parameters are passed, which is so nice. And in theory, this should work. However, we don't have the ls function. Why we don't have the ls function? Let's see. Sudo docker works font. Okay. Now there it is. We have the body of the function, which in that case is alright. Now, since we can read that, now it's time to actually do a little bit of magic like this one here. So we're gonna get all the command code like that. We're gonna literally do the same. So command code is that. And then for cmd in self commands, which makes complete sense, command path is Python. We don't need that actually. Yeah, we just need that, to be honest. We just need that, then open the main file and replace it. That's it. So that was the important part which was missing from me. So we define all the commands, not here, but there. So command code is for cmd in self commands get commands. Then what we do is here we get the path and we open the path and we append that into a variable. Yeah, so that's it, which means that I can use that statement here. Just like that. Or actually I can do it directly. I can do command code plus equals that. And then just for testing purposes, just for testing purposes, for safety measures, I can do command code plus equals to next line, just to be sure that the commands have some kind of a segmentation between them, and they are not chained up together on the same rows and so on. So essentially, what happens is then get command for each command. Okay, then I do command code. I need to prepend the cmd actually. Yep, and then we've just done, I think, because here is doing quite the same. In that case, first is getting the path like that, command path, and then command code plus equals open command path read, yeah, and then appends a new line. Actually, that one is better because it saves us one line. So in that case, I can do it like that. Plus this one here. Okay, now that should be enough. By the way, I think that's okay. So I can recompile and test, and if that works, I'll be quite happy, to be honest. So the build process will be done, and after the build process is done, maybe we can then try to focus on the important stuff, which is the command. Now, I am far from the idea that this beacon is going to be evasive in some form. The main idea for me was to learn and actually show how the Mythic environment and ecosystem works, because after all, it's PowerShell. Don't expect that beacon to be super evasive. But it's nice because it lays the foundation of how you can create yourself a beacon, and then you can use any other language to pretty much do the same. Okay, now. Oh yeah, I need to append. PS1. Recompile. Is it done? It is. Go back, action, payload, Windows, con, create payload. Now it worked. Open it up, and we forgot to override the custom functions because now we didn't swap it in our code. So in that case, one final thing we can do is to actually do base code is equal to base code dot replace, and then replace that with the command code, and now should be done. So I'm gonna recompile, and I'm gonna also send this Mythic verification message, update message, to just be a little bit nicer. Yeah, do it like that. Let's see what happens. Recompile. So essentially, the last thing I did, this one here, is supposed to send the Mythic message that we've done with one of the phases, and it should do it like a tick or completed after we generate the beacon, just for a nice. Didn't expect that. Or maybe it works. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Boom. Yeah, you see? Now we have this tick, which means that we completed one of the steps. And now download, get that, and boom, there it is. There it is, which now is going to exit, of course, the beacon. Now we need to obviously modify the exit function, which is here. And now let's do function exit process. Is that a native PowerShell thing? No, it's not. Okay, it's not perfect because it looks like it is. Okay, then do it like that. We don't accept any arguments, but just do exit, just like that. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna recompile, and I think that's it. We have a stable builder file, which is so nice. Now we can build directly from Mythic, and not only that, we can automate the whole approach. So Mythic has this scripting language and ecosystem, which allows us to programmatically get and create implants for various agents and so on, which is super nice because we don't have to click this each time we test. Maybe that's why they've built that, so they can allow and create a better infrastructure for agent development. Download now, open it up. Now get down, and there it is. We have function ls, and we have function exit process. Now, as you can see, they are quite on the one row after another. So what I think I have to do is either do one here, but I have to do it that way for each function, which doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I think it's better to do it here. So in that case, we get the command code, we open the CMD, and then add a new line, but I'm gonna also add another new line. I'm gonna recompile. So essentially, now of course we need to do more stuff here to pretty much do the build steps and so on. Yeah, let's just recompile for now. Recompile. Okay, perfect. Now let's get back. Actually, this time I'm going to go to the command VM. I'm gonna generate a new one, execute it, and see if it's gonna work. So Windows, Home, okay, next, create payload, and boom, it's done. Now let me open that up first in Notepad. just to see if the functions are all right. Now it's better. Now it's much better. You can admit that. Okay, and now it's time to execute it. So I'm gonna open PowerShell, go to the callbacks tab, cd into downloads. I don't know how I did that, to be honest. I really don't know how I did that. Never mind. Okay, here we have the on to 1.ps1, execute it. Yeah, run it, don't worry. Oh, the headers are bugged out. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, that makes sense, because if I download it, if I go to the headers, maybe if I do it like that. So that's not the only thing. Okay, let me open it up with the IC just to see what happens. Run it. Run once, run away. Okay, so the headers is the first thing. So what I can do is try and do it like that. Like that. Now I think should be fine. No, it's not. It's not, because yeah, I'm using exactly the same thing. We have something. I'm not going mad, right? Something equals that. Then why don't you work there? In that case, these headers equals to that. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we have to make some modifications. For example, this has to be like that. In that case, the agent so the headers should be like that. Yeah, I think that was the thing. And now exchange check should be like that. Okay, now that fixes two of the issues. Then we have what we have. It works. Yep, it works. That was it. That was it. Yep. Okay. So essentially, if I do recompile now, this is expected to work. At least it's expected to work. Let's see. Okay. Go back to commando. Actually, I'm gonna delete everything in the downloads folder, like that. Then here, and generate a new one. Windows, home, yes, next, create paywall. Okay, it's done. Let's see if I can execute it. Oh. What was that, by the way? That's some command VM stuff. That's some nice, by the way. See which process has which handles. Okay, never mind. Download it. There it is. Boom. Okay, it is. Now something happened, however. But what happened? The function is here. Function ls dir. Okay. And we also have that. Actually, let's call that exit. Just as it is. Okay. Then why? What happened here? So the get task works actually. Get the check-in works. The get tasking works. There it is. But the submit is not. Or maybe the execute as well. Or maybe that. We don't submit it. That's why it's not working. We don't submit the paywall. See that? If I go to desktop, agent, home.ps1 and edit, all the way bottom, you have. Don't tell me I have removed that. Don't tell me I did that. Yeah, I don't call the submit function. That's why nothing happens. So essentially, I have the output, but it's not only the output, it's the submit. So in that case, we have the callback UID. Callback UID. CMD UID. Okay. Then I have the, oh no, that's the CMD UID. So in that case, the callback UID should be the new UID. I need to do a better naming convention. And now the last thing is, of course, the output. So in that case, it should be output. Okay, and maybe right host result. Run that. Let's see what happens. There's no submit because I don't submit it. I don't run the function. That's why. There it is. And let's now see what happens here. What we have? Okay, so nothing happened. You cannot call a method on a new valid expression. What? Is the command passed successfully? Oh, 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 oh. Ls. It is. It is passed and it worked because that's the output which I need. Essentially now we have why does that thing return something at all? I don't need it. Or do I? I don't think I do. I don't think I do need something to return from it. So in that case, I can do it like that. Because it just posts data, right? It just posts it. So we can get it from Mythic later. We don't need this function to return anything. This. And again, something happened. What happened? What is the CMD UID? And also, what's your problem there? We have the callback UID, we have the CMD UID, and the output. Data is equal to that. Yep, so this is the new UID, which is a return from the chicken, and that's what I pass. The CMD UID is here. Okay. And that's what I also pass. Let me try to clean it out. Let's see what happens now. We have more print statements. CMD ID is correct. I think it's time to get help from Google. What does this mean? Undeclared no variable. None of that is no. We have the output. We have the CMD UID. And the next thing, of course, is to test the new UID. Let's do that. And why didn't it print it out? Wait. Yeah, there's the CMD UID. But why that didn't trigger? That's so strange. Okay. Yeah, CMD UID. Oh, it is there. Sorry. CMD UID is that. New UID is that. We have the command name. We have the output, which is successful. What else do you want? Uh-huh. You are trying to execute a method that does not exist, which in that case, actually let's do it like that as it was before. Now the base 64 encrypted response is this .post data, and then of course we have to decrypt it and decode it. And then what we can do is just return the decoded message to see what's the response of this function. Same error. Okay, in that case we do result equals to that, and then we do write host and bring result. Let's do it now. Let's see what happens if I run it here. Maybe we need to decode it from JSON. Let's see. Now I'm not sure where is the error. Is it from the post data? We have it here. And on the request, we also return here, here, and here. Can it be because that's what happens here? Nah. If that was the thing, the check-in could also fail at this point. Can I at least get something from this function? At least something. No, I can't. So this is the last thing that is printed. And we have result equals this submit. Do I have a typo there? By any chance? Nah. Yeah, GPT for the win. Let's do that. Just a second. Chat, why didn't you tell me? It's not this. It's agent. It's agent. It's not this. This function does not exist for this. This object is no. It's agent. Oh my god. Okay. I bet it's gonna work now. Boom. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Now it's okay. So we did fix the. Come on. We did fix the headers. We did fix the exchange check. And now the last thing I think that we need to fix for today is the submit function, because here we don't submit anything at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally just do it like that. Agent submit and pass the needed values. And not only that, but inside the submit, I actually don't need to return anything because, oh, actually I do. Yeah, but we're gonna do it with that later. We're gonna work with that later, because we're gonna return the response, the status, and based on the status, we can then show the Mythic C2 what happened and present the proper message. So we need to return something. In that case, I'm gonna actually do it like that. So result is equal to agent and then return something as it is there. Okay, perfect. Now I think it should be fine. Which is gonna I'm gonna debug it test it one more time, just to verify that it works as intended. So with that, whenever it is compiled, come on. Okay, now it's done. So I'm gonna do payload, generate a new one, again, go to the same process. And I thought that this is not gonna take much time, but still 1 hour has passed, so I really need to go. So I am going to now test it one more time, verify it works, and enjoy the evening. So PowerShell, save downloads, run that. Please. Yeah, there it is. ls, please. Boom. 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 Perfect. Yeah, nice. We have a building process that actually builds our payload and it builds it into a actually working environment. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, it was nice and chill stream. I really want to say massive thanks to my Patreon which support my work. And if you have further appreciation, don't hesitate to become my Patreon. There you're gonna get access to a lot of tools such as my private tracker Shadowburn, which has a lot of options and eventually can bypass some of the most known EDRs. Also, I'm doing Malware course, and by being my patron, you're gonna have access to all the videos inside, so I'm really sure they're gonna be useful. Thanks so much, and see you into the next one.